Good morning, students. Now let us start the CET problems related to the laws of motion. Okay. In that we are going to discuss about the very important problems, CET problems related to motion of bodies in contact. Already you studied about three laws of motion and what is momentum. Okay, momentum is nothing but it is the product of mass and velocity of the moving body. Okay, then what is the Newton's second law? It is the rate of change of momentum. If a momentum is constant now, means the force acting on the body is 0. So then what is Newton's third law? For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction now. Okay, but now we are going to discuss about the contact forces. In that, motion of bodies in contact. If two bodies are in contact now, we are going to study about that one. Okay, so the problem related to the motion of bodies in contact. Two masses of 4 kg and 5 kg. Two masses are given here. One is 4 kg, another one is 5 kg. Are connected by a string. Are connected by, this is a string now. Are connected by a string passing through a frictionless pulley, and it is called frictionless pulley, and are kept on a frictionless table. Okay, and this 4 kg is kept on the frictionless table now, as shown in the figure. The acceleration of the 5 kg mass is, we are going to find the acceleration of this 5 kg mass. See here, there is a gravitational force acting on this 5 kg mass here because it is hanging now. Then that force can be taken as, I will take this mass as m2 and this mass as m1. Then m2 into g, okay, it is m2 into g, and here we are going to solve the acceleration produced, means the acceleration of the 5 kg mass here. So what is the acceleration produced in 4 kg? That much acceleration produced in this 5 kg now. Okay, then now let us take it as a tension. So this force is taken as now, this force is taken as tension now. So we are going to find the acceleration. That acceleration can be written as the A is equal to the total force divided by the mass, total mass now. What is total mass here? Total mass can be written as F divided by M into T, means here M1 plus M2. Then this F is nothing but here, that is M2 into G now. M2 into G divided by M1 plus M2. Then, so what about M2 given? M2 given is 5, and what is G? 9.8 divided by, then in the total mass 4 plus 5, that is 9. So 5 into 9.8 divided by 9, that is nothing but 5.44 meter per second square. Then this is the answer. It is the acceleration of the 5 kg mass now. Okay, next, so because of the gravitational force acting on the 5 kg, there is an acceleration produced. So what is that acceleration produced in the 5 kg mass now? That acceleration produced in the 5 kg mass is 5.44 meter per second square. So next numerical, 3 blocks A, B and C. 3 blocks are there, A, B and C, weighing 1, 8 and 27 kg. So what is the mass of the block A here? 1 kg, and mass of the block B is, that is 8 kg, and mass of the block C is 27 kg respectively, are connected as shown in the figure, with an inextensible string and are moving on a smooth surface. Smooth surface means here it is a frictionless. T3 is equal to 36 Newton. Then what about T2 now? Okay, so T3 is given, it is how much? 36 Newton. Then our aim is to find T2. Okay, here, so T3 can pulling the 3 blocks here, but T2 can pulling the only these 2 blocks A and B now. Then we are going to find T2 now. How to find T2? T2 is equal to, so T2 is equal to the total mass, that is MA plus MB into acceleration. So what is acceleration produced in this system now? The acceleration produced in the system can be determined by the total force acting on the system divided by total mass of the system. So what is the total force acting on the system here? That is a T3. Ma plus mb into acceleration is nothing but already we know that what is Newton's second law, F is equal to ma. Then A is equal to F by m. Then what is F here? It is the total force acting on the system. So here what is the total force acting on the system? That is a T3 divided by total mass of the system. What is total mass of the system? Ma plus mb plus mc. That gives the total mass of the system. On substituting the values, what is ma? Ma is nothing but here 1 kg, that is 1 plus, what about mb? mb is nothing but here 8, 1 plus 8 divided by, so what is ma? Again 1 plus 8 plus 27. So T3 is nothing but here, that is 36. T3 is 36. Okay. Then 1 plus 8 is nothing but here 9. 9 by 36 here. 1 plus 8 plus 27. 1 plus 8 plus 27 is 36 into 36. 36 get cancel. Then what is the answer here? 9 Newton. Okay. So which is the correct option here? Second one is the correct option. Then what is the value of T1? The value of T1 is nothing but it is pulling only the block A now. Okay. It is the pulling the block A now. How to find T1? So T1 can be determined, that is ma into T3 divided by ma plus mb plus mc. You will get T1 now. Okay, because T1 can pulling the only A. Okay, but T2 pulling the A and B, but T3 pulling the both these three now, A, B and also C. Okay, so that is the total force. T3 is nothing but here total force. What is m1? But what is the asked question here? T2 now. T2 is 9 Newton. So we will find what is T1. So m1 is nothing but here m1 is 1. m1 is nothing but ma. It is 1. T3 is nothing but 36 divided by, it is again 36. 36 get cancelled. It is 1 Newton. It is 1 Newton. T1 is 1 Newton. Then what about T2 now? That is a 9 Newton. Okay, in such a manner we are going to find the T1, T2 and also T3. Then what is the value of T3 now? T3 is nothing but that is a applied force, that is 36 Newton. So next one, two bodies of mass 3 kg and 4 kg are suspended at the ends of the massless string passing over a frictionless pulley. Let us draw the diagram. Now it is a frictionless pulley. Two bodies of mass 3 kg and 4 kg. Two bodies of mass 3 kg and 4 kg suspended at the ends of the massless string. So this is the massless string now. Then here this I will take 3 kg. And this one I will take 4 kg. Here 4 kg is greater than 3 kg, means this mass will be moved down and this mass will be moved up. It will be moved up and it will be moved down. Okay. Then what is our aim? The acceleration of the system is, we are going to find the acceleration of the whole system here. How to find the acceleration of the system here? Okay. So acceleration is equal to the net force acting on the system. What is the net force acting on the system here? So here the weight of the second body I will take, it is a m2g, and the weight of the first body, that is I will take m1g. Okay. Then now m2g minus of m1g, because m2g is greater than m1g, because 4 kg is greater than 3 kg. Then it is m2g minus m1g divided by total mass of the system, that is m1 plus m2. So m2 minus of m1 into g divided by m1 plus m2. Then What is the value of m2? m2 is given 4. 4 minus of 3 divided by 4 plus 3 into 9.8. Okay, so 4 minus 3, that is 1. 1 by 7 into 9.8. Then 9.8 divided by 7, you will get the answer 1.4. That is 1.4 meter per second square. So this is called Etude's machine. Okay. So next we are going to discuss the problems related to conservation of linear momentum. So what is the statement for conservation of linear momentum? The total initial momentum of the system is equal to the total final momentum of the system. Now, what is the given question here? A rocket of mass 1000 kg exerts gases at a rate of 4 kg per second. Means the mass of the fuel burn at the rate here. So the mass of the fuel burn at the rate, first I will write dm by dt. The mass of the fuel burn at the rate, that is 4 kg per second. So listen here, per second how much mass is burning here means, so what is the mass of the fuel burning here? That is a 4 kg, that is 4 kg per second now, and with a velocity of 3000 meter per second. So what is the velocity here? So the velocity of the exhaust gas, that is a 3000 meter per second. The thrust developed on the rocket is, thrust means here the upward force acting on the rocket is, and this question asked in JEE in 2005. So already we know that according to Newton's second law, what is Newton's second law? Newton's second law is nothing but it is a rate of change of momentum, that is a dp by dt here. I will write, so that is d by dt, then it is a m into u. U means here velocity of the gas, and a mass, so mass of the fuel. Okay, that is a dm by dt means here the mass of the fuel goes on decreasing because the fuel burning now. As the fuel burning, that exerts the gases. Then we can write it is u into dm by dt here. Then what is u? U is 3000. And what about dm by dt? Dm by dt is 4 kg per second. It is a 4. So 4 into 3, that is a 12. Then it is a 12,000 Newton. Then which is the right option here? First one is the right option. Next, a bullet is fired from a gun. The force on the bullet is given by, what is the force acting on the bullet given here? That is a 600 minus 2 into 10 to the power of 5 t. So what is force given? Force acting on the bullet by the gun, that is F is equal to 600 minus of 2 into 10 to the power of 5 into t, where F is in newtons and t is in seconds. The force on the bullet becomes 0 as soon as it leaves the barrel. Okay, so the force acting on the bullet becomes 0 as soon as it leaves the barrel. What is the average impulse imparted to the bullet? What is the average impulse? Impulse means here what is the change in momentum of the bullet? We have to find the change in momentum. Impulse is nothing but change in momentum. So what is the expression for change in momentum? Listen here, change in momentum is nothing but that is called impulse. Again by using Newton's second law. What is Newton's second law? That is a dp by dt. F is equal to dp by dt. Then dp is equal to F into dt now. Okay, so what is dp here? Dp is nothing but it is a change in momentum. Then we are going to find the total change in momentum of the bullet, so when it leaves from the barrel now. So by taking the integration from 0 to t F into dt now. So we are going to find impulse now. How to find the impulse here? So first we have to find time. How to find time here? If force becomes 0 now, as the bullet leaves the barrel now, its force acting on the bullet becomes 0. Then 0 is equal to 600 minus 2 into 10 to the power of 5 t. It is a time taken. Then now I will take minus 2 into 10 to the power of 5 into t to the left hand side, that becomes plus 2 into 10 to the power of 5 into t is equal to 600. Then t is equal to 600 divided by 2 into 10 to the power of 5. 2 ones are 2 300s are, then 300 into 10 to the power of minus 5. I will take 10 to the power of plus 5 to the numerator, that becomes 10 to the power of minus 5. It is 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 second. Okay, it is the time now. Then by taking the limit from 0 to t. So what is the time, final time taken here? 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 second. Then by using this formula, I is equal to 0 to 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Then what is f? F is nothing but 600 minus 2 into 10 to the power of 5 into t with respect to dt. Then integration by parts. So what is the integration by parts? So integration from 0 to 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3, 600 with respect to dt, minus then 0 to 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3, then it is a 2 into 10 to the power of 5t with respect to dt. Okay, so here 600 is a number now, so I will take outside, it is a constant. Then integration of dt is nothing but t here. Upper limit is 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 and lower limit is 0 here. Same, 2 into 10 to the power of 5 is a number, I will take outside, 2 into 10 to the power of 5. Then what is the integration of t with respect to dt? That is a t square by 2. Then upper limit is again 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3, lower limit is 0. Then by putting upper limit here, upper limit and lower limit, that is 600 into 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Okay, but here if we are going to put the lower limit here, then it is a 0. Then 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 minus 0, that is I will write as it is 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Here 2 into 10 to the power of 5. Then t square. T square means here it is a 9 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Okay, because 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 whole square. Okay, so 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 whole square is nothing but 3 square is 9 and 10 to the power of minus 3 square is 10 to the power of minus 6 divided by 2. Yeah, 2 to get cancel. Then it is 600 into 3, that is 1800 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Then it is 9 into 10 to the power of minus 1. Then 1800 into 10 to the power of minus 3 means it is a 1.8 minus 9 into 10 to the power of minus 1 means it is 0.9. 1.8 minus 0.9, that is a 0.9 Newton second. It is the impulse. So what is the correct answer here? The correct answer is 0.9 Newton second. So next we are going to discuss about equilibrium of forces. So what do you mean by equilibrium of forces? So the net force acting on the body is 0, then the body is said to be in equilibrium. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the problem related to equilibrium of forces. Which of the following groups of forces could be in equilibrium? Okay, which of the following groups of the forces could be in equilibrium? So condition is there. What is the condition here? The resultant of two smaller forces is equal and opposite to the third force. Opposite to the third force. Here the resultant of two smaller forces is equal and opposite to the third force. What is the resultant of 3 and 4? That is 5. Okay, see here. I will take it is a 3 and it is a 4. Otherwise I will take it is a 4 and it is a 3. So what is the resultant of these two by using Pythagoras theorem? That is a 5, because by using Pythagoras theorem or by using the magnitude of resultant vector. So what is the formula for magnitude of resultant vector? That is R is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta, but here theta is 90, cos 90 is 0, then it is a P square plus Q square. P is how much? P is nothing but I will take 3, that is 9. 3 square is 9, then 4 square is 16, then square root, then 9 plus 16, that is 25, then square root of 25 is 5, and this is 5 now, and this 5 is equal and opposite to the third force. This is a 5. Then the particle is said to be in equilibrium. This particle is said to be in equilibrium. Then which is the correct option? A is the correct option. Next, the resultant of two forces, one double the other in magnitude. One force is taken as F now, other force is taken as 2F, because one force, one double the other in magnitude. Okay, so is perpendicular to the smaller of the two forces. The angle between the two forces is, here the resultant of these two forces is perpendicular to the smaller of the two forces. See here, I will take one force as F now, and another force is 2F now, and because the resultant of these two forces must be perpendicular to the smaller force. Which is the smaller force here? F is the smaller force, then it is the resultant. Then I will take resultant as R here. Then what is the direction of the resultant force here? That is alpha. Alpha is nothing but here 90. What is our aim? Our aim is to find the angle between these two forces. Means we are going to find the theta. Okay, once again listen here. The resultant of two forces, one double the other in magnitude. One is F, another one is 2F now. Okay, then this resultant of two forces must be perpendicular to the smaller of the two forces. Which is the smaller of the two forces? F is the smaller of the two forces. Okay, then what is the direction of resultant of these two forces here? That is a 90 degree now. Okay, that alpha is taken as 90 degree. Then our aim is to find the angle between these two forces, F and 2F now. Solution, by using the formula tan alpha is equal to, then I will take it is a Q, this one as Q and this one as P. I will take it is P now and it is a Q now. Then Q into sin theta, that is 2F into sin theta divided by P plus Q into cos theta. P is nothing but here F plus then 2F into cos theta. Okay, then tan alpha is nothing but 90 degree here, then 2F sin theta divided by F plus 2F cos theta. Then what is tan 90? Tan 90 is nothing but infinity. Okay, because here tan 90 can be written as sin 90 divided by cos 90. Sin 90 is 1, but cos 90 is 0, 1 by 0 is nothing but in infinity. This is undefined, it is infinity. Then 2f sin theta divided by f plus 2f cos theta. Then I will take f plus 2f cos theta to the left hand side and infinity to the right hand side. Then f plus 2f cos theta is equal to 2f sin theta divided by infinity. Any number divided by infinity is 0. This is 0. Then f plus 2f cos theta. Then I will take plus 2f cos theta to the right hand side now. That is f minus of 2f cos theta. Then what get cancelled here? F get cancelled. Here now 1 is equal to minus of 2 cos theta. Then cos theta is equal to minus 1 by 2. Then theta is equal to cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. Then cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. So cos value is minus 1 by 2 for the angle 120 degree. Then this is the answer. 120 degree is the answer.